something to say. I got something to say. So welcome everybody to tea time. Hey! All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Tea Time Podcast. We're going to do another rapid fire. Again, it is a late night edition. So we're just going to jump into a couple topics and see what it is that I have to say. Let's see. What is our first topic? Okay. Our first topic, words. All right. So social media has given everyone the ability to have some shape, form, or fashion of a platform. It has also emboldened a lot of people to speak their minds and what they consider to be their truths. Now, one of the greatest issues with the current administration that we have in this country is that it has emboldened a lot of ignorant, a lot of hateful people to say what has always been on their mind, but they've never had the guts or kahunas to say. So what I want to say is, if your words don't have anything to do with an intelligent perspective, education, spreading light, spreading love, or anything that has to do with anything kind, good, or with decent energy, then I would ask that you restrain yourself from sharing that. And the reason that I'm asking you to do that is because, listen, I can only speak from like a Black woman's perspective. Black woman's perspective, there's always been 10,000 things that Black women have had to deal with. It has always been stressful. However, there was some sort of peace in the fact that all of the hate couldn't find its way to you all of the time, right? Like, there were always police brutality and there was always discrimination in the workplace. There was always all the things that we are absolutely outraged and crying out about currently. However, we are now having to deal with 10,000 disgusting and disrespectful words and phrases all day coming in through our social media because a lot of people aren't even thinking about what they're saying. So let's just be cognizant of the words that we're using, the language that we're using, the fact that what we're saying has an emotional effect on people. Stress, fear, it wears people's bodies out. And I think that everyone has a right to some peace. So be a part of that. What is our next topic? Faith. The next topic is faith. All right. So what I tell people if they are like non-believers and they ask me, well, what if you're wrong? Well, the way that I always think about it, I try to approach I'm personally a Christian. I try to approach my Christianity in a way that if I was wrong, I would not feel like I wasted my life. I would feel that I donated to churches, which help communities and help in outreach to all kinds of programs. I spent time with people that I enjoyed. I prayed, which is another form of like meditation, which brings me closer to what I need and also speaks into the universe what I'm needing or wanting. And just a whole bunch of other practical benefits of what I do, right? And so if I'm wrong, I'll die and never know I'm wrong. Because if you're right, then there's nothing and it's fine because I won't know I'm wrong. But if you're wrong, okay, next topic is, the next topic is being an older sibling. All right, older sibling, I like to say, is like all of the responsibility of being a parent with none of the power. It's still worrying whether or not they're succeeding in school or you're messing them up in life, or they're gonna get home safely every day, but you don't get to smack them rightfully when they talk to you out of left field, nor do you get to make them sleep in a bathtub just because you want to, which I guess no parent should get to do that either, but you don't even have that prerogative, and that is upsetting. What is our next topic? Okay, so our next topic is the topic of giving yourself space and taking care of yourself, right? So I am currently finding that to take care of myself, like the things that I used to do when I was young, I used to like paint and write songs and take bubble baths, and it was all fun and whimsical. And now it feels like a job. It is a job to take care of myself. I have to schedule it in. I have to make sure that it's getting done appropriately. I literally have to make myself make the choices of the things that are good for me, where it's like, oh my gosh. Like I used to dream about going to sleep. I used to wake up in the morning and be like, only 10 hours, 12 hours until I can get back in this bed. Yes, God. And then 11 o'clock that night would hit and I'd be like, ooh, bedtime. Like if it was 11:10, I'd be like, daggone, just rob myself. And now at this ripe old disgusting age, I have to like beg myself to be better to myself. And that is hot trash. That you have to do it. You have to take care of yourself. You have to love on yourself. I think it's absolutely important. What is our next topic? Love. What is love? All right, so I'm sure I could fill whole books with what love is, but my general understanding is to love someone is to know them, and to know them is to love them. I think it also is important to make sure that loving me means that you protect me from your darkness, right? You need to know where your darkness lies, where your trauma is, where your pains and ills and ailments are, so that they don't come after me. And you need to know to the point that, one, you're able to address them and handle them with yourself and amongst yourself, because it's not my job to be your rehabilitation center or even your therapy session. It is just my job to be your partner on the way through that. And it's not even just like romantic love. That's love in general. That's for friends. That's for family. Like my job is not to save you. So I need you as the person who loves me to be cognizant of how to save yourself, and also how to communicate what that looks like, right? You need to communicate where your darkness is. You need to be able to communicate with that you need space, or you're taking space, or anything of that nature. I think another thing about love is that you have to be cognizant of the fact that if you're not loving on yourself, then you're never going to love on me appropriately, right? And it's sometimes like a subliminal thing. Like there are some people who are like, I love so effectively because I love everyone else 10 times more than I love myself. But what happens is you eventually get to the point where you start resenting other people because you're not giving yourself what you need, and you're expecting them to be able to fill that void, either by like you're expecting so much like I love you that like it feels the I hate yous that you say to yourself, or you're expecting so much gratitude that I couldn't even say thank you enough, because what you really want is to just appreciate yourself. And I think that is a lot that has to do with love. So I think the best loving relationship is to be in relationship with yourself, and in a good, functional, healthy, beautiful, strong relationship with yourself, dialed into the higher energy, dialed into source, and then you can come and be in space and relationship with me, and then we good. That's how I see that. What's our next topic? Our next topic are bodies and the cons of bodies. Oh my fucking goodness. This goddamn corporeal form is tap dancing on my nerves. Okay? Like, I don't know about y'all, but maybe about, I don't know, at junior year in undergrad, my back was like, you know what? Why don't we start hurting for no good reason? Just like in the nighttime, and maybe every so often throughout the entire day. And it's like, what the H are we doing? I literally threw out my back when I was in college. And it was like, what the fuck is this? Like at that time, I was like 20, I was what, 21, 20, something like that. I'm 23 now. And it feels like someone's beating me up when I go to sleep at night. So I'm confusion. Not to mention the fact like this shit is just so needy. Having a body is so needy. Because if it's not your teeth and you having to like floss them bitches all day, every day, and do 10,000 things for them. When I was a kid, I could eat candy 2 minutes before going to bed, wake up, go to the dentist after having like brushed my teeth real good right before going, and they'd be like, no cavities, you're fine. And now it's like I can floss my teeth, brush them, put peroxide on, whatever, and then they'll be like, you have 17 cavities. It's like, what the fuck are we talking about here? It's so disrespectful. Or like, I got swimmer's ear for the first time, which I'm a summer baby. I was born in July. I'm a Cancer. I'm a water sign. Like, water is what the fuck I do. How the fuck does water turn on my ears after 23 years of playing the game? I'm confusion, right? It's things like that. Like, I'm so over it. And if you happen to be somebody who has like any form of body issues, like those motherfuckers, these like shadow things in your mind that just come up out of nowhere and they're like, ha, bitch, hate yourself. And it's like, where did that come from? We were fine all day. I wasn't having no problems. I was chilling. We are good. And then out of nowhere, it's like, this is fugly. This is some pterodactyl shit right here. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I just was cool 2 seconds ago. So that's some tough shit. And then, like, you could put on, 5 pounds when you were in undergrad or whatever. You go to the gym or poop like a couple of times. And then it's like, gone. Weight's gone. You're fine. Eat a cupcake. Go to bed. Now, at like this ripe, old, delicious, young, but old ass age, it's not even like that anymore. Like, it just feels like weight is just attracted to me, right? Like, it's just like, ooh, you know what? That looks like a nice place to rest. And it's like, okay, but it's time for you to go home now. Thank you for coming to visit, but I'm ready for you to leave. Like, I would gain weight in the winter when I was younger because I thought that would keep me warm because I don't like the cold and I'm silly. And now it's like the winter way. It's like, we like it here. We just gonna keep it. And that's not okay. All right, we have time for one more topic. What is it? Student loans. Student fucking loans. These shits right here. I have enough student loans that I could buy a nice house in Texas. I could buy like a nice plot. And it's some bullshit. Like, don't get me wrong, love my education. I love what I did with my time in school. I had a great time. I grew as a person. I think it is a priceless experience, but them motherfuckers found a price for it. And it is upsetting. Like, that's the shit. It just like keeps you up at night sometimes. I will say that what I have told myself recently is that I just have to pay $1,000 130 times, and that's helped me feel less like I'm dying inside every 5 seconds. So yeah, this has been the Tea Time Podcast. I'm sure the format was a little weird today. I did the best with what I have, and as we go on, they'll probably get better. Go ahead and like and comment and subscribe. Let me know if there's anything that you want me to talk about or what you guys want to hear, or if there's anything else you want to see happen on the channel. All right, be good, lovies.